Woman in her 40s who is currently in the throes of perimenopause or is about to enter perimenopause? If so, then you're going to want to keep watching. If you're new here, my name is Tiana. I'm your mindset and transformation coach, and I teach women in their 40s how to thrive, have better energy, and shift their mindset without ever going on a single diet ever again. Welcome to part 1 of my 8-part series in how to crush the perimenopausal symptoms. Now, part 1 is going to be all about stress management. And I know what you're thinking, stress management, yawn, boring. However, this is going to be your secret weapon when it comes to beating those perimenopausal symptoms. Why is stress management so important? Well, when we are in a stressful state, we release cortisol. Cortisol is our stress hormone. Excess cortisol will lead to inflammation. Inflammation will lead to any sort of body ailment. It will also lead to weight gain. More importantly, difficulty in losing weight. So let's take it back to cortisol. Now, when you are in that stressful state, and if you are chronically stressed, you basically have that cortisol dripping on a leaky faucet all the time. Now, this puts you into a fight or flight, right? This is going to be your sympathetic state. And the easy way to remember what's good versus what's bad is it's sympathetic, but it is not sympathetic at all. So sympathetic is going to be your fight, flight, your freeze, or your fawn. We ideally want to be in a more parasympathetic state, which is going to be your rest, digest, like your calm and your ease. Now, when we have excess cortisol, we're in that fight or flight. And that's basically signaling to your body, hey, we're under attack. We need to be on guard. When really we're not. We're just living our day-to-day life. Over time, like I said, that excess cortisol will lead to inflammation. And one way to lower inflammation is to manage our stress. Now, when we talk about stress management, we're looking at practices such as meditation, breath work, journaling, baths, dancing. Those are things that you can do on your own. We can also be working with a practitioner to do more somatic work, which is going to get into the body, which is then going to help your nervous system and help to regulate your nervous system. So that can look like Reiki, it can look like energy work, acupuncture, fascia release, massage. Those are ways that you can work with the body. So you can have a combination of both. Nervous system work is really, really important when it comes to perimenopause, because when your body is in that chronic fight or flight stage, you need to be able to process emotions and process feelings and release and rid them of your body, so to speak. Now, when your body is stuck, let's say in a freeze state, that would mean that there was an event potentially earlier on that really impacted you, but maybe you just thought, okay, it's not a big deal, and you brushed it aside. You didn't process any of your emotions. Your body is basically frozen in time. And it's so important to go back and confront those types of events so that you can release them. You can process them and release them from your body. When you're stuck in a fawn state, this tends to look like people-pleasing tendencies and lack of boundaries. So you're putting the needs of others above your own. And same thing with fawn and freeze. It's going to lead to like excess cortisol in the body, which again is going to lead to that inflammatory state. Learning how to hold boundaries, learning how to assert yourself. These are all going to be so important when it comes to nervous system work and to help get you out of that fight or flight and into that rest or digest. So moving you from sympathetic all the way over to parasympathetic. And stay tuned for part 2. This is kind of unsexy, but just imagine that you are able to respond to your triggers and not have to fly over the handle. That is also a part of stress management, and that's part of nervous system regulation. And stay tuned for part 2.